So, on top of everything that has been happening in the recent weeks, BMW has taken the M3 Touring away as well. Not because of any drama, but because the contract expired and now I have the new M5 Touring. M5 Touring, that's my new car from BMW that I have spec'd myself. Previous M3 Touring was a bit controversial with frozen matte exterior and Fiona red interior. This one is flashy on the outside, but less controversial when it comes to the total combination because it's Borusan Turkish blue exterior and Kyalami orange interior. So it's not as clashy, I hope. I would have gone for a white interior, but having a newborn baby and 2 dogs, I think that's more dangerous than driving the Nürburgring. Anyway, just like the last car, the very first mod, and we're gonna unveil 2 more mods later, the very first mod that you do when you pick up the car, of course, is to give it some love and care and protection. So just like with the last car, we had Gyeon apply some love and care in terms of protection and also coating. This time, we have as well Gyeon Team and Misha Automotive, Christoph, who have applied. What have you done actually? I mean, I know roughly,
did all the hard work, so
but you can better explain what has been done to the car.
We just made it happen for
Yes.
We did a full front PPF on the car with ceramic coating on it, and also top coating on the rest of the car, and some ceramic coating on the rims, and also the leather. We take care of it because we use the new leather.
You could have gone for white. So
Yes.
we protected it, so all your jeans is not going to stain any color of leather. So.
Yes, Shmi, next time you're gonna take me out for a lap, you don't have to put your seat cover on because my jeans might stain your white interior. You can just coat them and nothing's gonna happen.
So because I knew that you'd be wearing jeans, you have the awkwardness of a seat cover. Because I'm the dumb idiot that spec'd a stupidly light interior in a sports car. And it transfers a lot already. It's crazy.
People still giving him like hard time in the comments, so therefore that. No, awesome. We went for the most practical sense. This means the front is covered in foil and also ceramic coated. Of course, you could do the whole car, but based on experience with the G81, after having done 30-something thousand kilometers, I think, with the car in less than a year time, the front has done its job and the sides and back were not damaged, thanks to also some additional doggy PPF on the trunk. So, because when the dogs go in the back, you want to protect that. So here we have exactly the same. Is there anything else you guys want to mention, what you've done to the car?
You mentioned the full front and
Yes.
the coating package. So what we did was we used our new Philic film that is actually designed to be top coated. The cool thing about that is that it will really look, feel, and if you really touch it, you'll feel it is super slick in the exact same way as a paint would be coated. So the fact that we use a non-top coated or non-ceramic coated film and added the ceramic coating separately on top of it, it gives you the exact same effect, feel, beading, look as the rest of the car if it's not PPF'd actually.
Yeah, actually. I mean, you cannot feel it on the video, but if you ever come by the Nürburgring, I'm sure you will see the car parked at Vulcan Alpha or somewhere else. Feel free to touch it.
Yeah, you can actually.
The front, because if the rest of the car is dirty, like the back which is not coated and not PPF'd, you might damage the car. So don't touch my car, but I don't know. Ask me if you're allowed to touch it. When it's clean, you can touch it, because it feels quite nice.
Other than that, every surface has been protected. So we call it 360 degree protection. Every surface, paint, wheels, plastics, windows. Windows. So you have the beading effect.
Nice.
Driving through the rain, always a clear vision. Inside, the textile, the leather, you name it, it's been protected.
This was a very fake attempt of closing the door, but actually the car has a very cool feature thanks to Gyeon, because not only the front is protected, but also those B-pillars, because let's be honest, when you close the door, you either do it like this, or you do it like this, or Anyway, you're touching quite often the B-pillar, so that's gonna get damaged, therefore it is protected. And another cool thing that has been done on the M5, which was not done on M3 Touring, by the way, and I can immediately notice the difference, is PPF for the screen. So it's matte PPF actually, so it will reflect less in your eyes in sunlight, and of course it also adds extra protection. So yeah. Does the touch screen still work? It still works easily. Yeah, perfect. And I still need to set up my profile because I just picked up the car. So here it is, yeah. Well, this is as far as it goes into PPF and coating, and I'm sure we can do also a lot more at Vulcan Alpha, thanks to Enrico at Crispy Clean, who can offer also full detailing at the Nürburgring if you're ever there, so he can take care of the rest of the package, etc. Do I need to bore you with the specs? 700 plus horsepower, good range, better than on M3 Touring because I had an M5. Thank you very much to the whole Gyeon team and also Balance Automotive, who needs to run to open the door anyway, probably. Maybe we can take it back to the Nürburgring, where we're gonna also install 2 very important mods at Vulcan Alpha. We're back in Moispad, near the Nürburgring, where our office is, and we're about to get hit by a thunderstorm. So driving content, I think that will have to wait. So let's go inside and install those mods I was speaking about. I really like this ambient lighting on the grille. Now, speaking of the driving, before I'm gonna give you my unasked opinion, I would like to ask you, what would you like to know about the car when we do the actual drive review after the 24 hours of Nürburgring? Are you in the market for one, or do you want to hear the opinion comparing it to the M3 Touring with the M5 Touring, or simply some other features? Let me know, basically, and we're gonna include them. In short, car is much bigger, much more comfortable, which came in very handy yesterday when I had 4.5 hours of traffic jam. So enjoyed it a lot. And space is also a very good thing. And the 2 upgrades that we're gonna install today have to do with the fact what we have in the trunk. So first of all, as a family man, that would be actually quite cool to do a review as a family man. As a family man, of course, we need a child seat for our 3-month-old son. So we went with a Recaro Xenon 1 in vibrant orange. So it should match the Kia Lamy orange interior, I hope. And related to that, if you would have asked me 10 years ago, Misha, are you ever gonna install a dash cam in your car? I would say like, do you consider me being a stereotype Russian? But right now, believe it or not, this is a mandatory thing to have here. You've seen already earlier this year that someone crashed into us on a public road by simply reversing into us. Dude! Hey, hey, hey! Not seeing that we were behind them. Some people could also reverse on purpose to do an insurance scam or claim. I had, outside of these things that you saw on camera, and luckily we had a GoPro running, we had multiple times that either me or my wife were endangered by some other reckless traffic here around the Nürburgring, because some people think that all the public roads around here belong to a racetrack, which is not. And also, I just have to say it, I had with M3 Touring already, I think, 2 instances when someone came afterwards to me randomly on the street and like, hey, you drive like a maniac, you overtook me like crazy guy. I'm like, no, I did not. You were going 20 kilometers per hour below speed limit. No. And you know, to avoid these kind of things, when someone decides to blame me publicly that I'm doing something silly, it's good to have a proof that you are within the rules. Because also, if there's an incident happening when someone crashes into me on the street, yeah, who are they gonna believe? A guy that drives on track with a flashy car or some innocent bystander? It's a crazy thing that I'm thinking about it. So anyway, we are going to install a Redtiger F17Elite Dash Cam. You guys go and Google all the features of this dash cam, but for me it made total sense to get this because it has all the features to me, such as night vision, connectivity, multi-camera angles, so inside and outside, so you can see what is happening, whether the driver is on his phone and not paying attention to the road, if one day a claim is going to come out. So yeah, by the way, in June they are running now an anniversary perks, so you can win even a full refund if you purchase one, and additional discounts, so go have a look yourself. So let's unbox them, these 2 important features, install them, and then show you how they look like, how they function, and later of course also go for a drive. That's really vibrant orange. Marco is gonna have better seat than Dad is having in his daily car and even the race car. Look at this. This is called the memory foam for the newborn. It has also a very good recliner. Oh, all the adjustability. You can use it from 0 months, yeah, from the birth up until 7 years. So that's quite good. Ta-da! Wow, he's like 6-point harness. Pretty cool. All right, so here you have a handle for reclining, forward and back, but also for turning it, for easy access to put your kid inside. And then when he's below 15 months, I think, you can put him like this. I want one of these for myself as well to the front, but to be fair, as mentioned previously, the front seats are already very comfortable. This is going to come in handy for long trips to Croatia, which is missing a roof box. But anyway, back to the dash cam. Unboxing. So I have basically 3 cameras, one pointing outwards, one pointing inside, and then we have one more that you can put wherever you want, but most of the time you put it, of course, on the rear window to make sure that no one does anything stupid behind you. And less than an hour later, we have everything installed. So we have the rear-facing dash cam with the wire going nicely through all of the interior. You cannot see it here at all. And when we go forward, actually, you go through the passenger seat and I will go on the driver's seat. So you can see the main dash cam that we have installed over here. And when you tap on it, it shows you the screen. Now we have multiple functionalities. You can take a picture, a screenshot, or you can go through settings, through all kinds of things like G sensor. If you want to have record the sound, fatigue reminder, Wi-Fi to connect to your phone. You can change the resolution. We have it in 4K. You can also lower it to have a longer recording, startup sound, screensaver, etc., etc. You can also change the camera layout, so you can see how it looks like, or the screen layout, not the camera layout. You can adjust it by moving the camera left or right. So I think this is quite okay. We can see what's happening in front of us. And then we can see what's on the inside. We can see Geo filming and me as well. You can also see that the wires, one for the power cable and one for the rear-facing camera, are nicely hidden inside underneath the upholstery. I could have gone for the hard wiring option, but I just went for the traditional 12-volt adapter that goes into here, because after a year I will be giving back the car to BMW and I do not want to deal with all the wiring afterwards. Here I can just pull it out, put the wiring out, and put the dashcam into my next BMW M, hopefully. But now let's go for a drive. Alrighty. I should probably definitely clean the windshield at some point eventually, but now we're just doing a quick test whether sound recording is okay, if the video recording is okay. Today also Nürburgring Classic is happening, so let's see if we can maybe do some dashcam car spotting with some classic cars. So, we don't have to go far because Porsche 356 is coming through. Beautiful. So I think the camera is recording in loops of 5 minutes, then it starts a new fragment. Check the rear view camera capabilities by showing you the bikes. And a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Oh look, it's almost Shmi 150 on the left. Let's go around and see. Oh, another M5. Not the Touring. And there's a Touring. This car is a proper attention grabber. Well, I guess that's kind of it. Hope you guys enjoyed this first introduction / unveil of the M5 Touring. This is the car that you will be seeing me in for the next year, along with the Lucid Midnight Dream Edition that I have. So yeah, looking forward to sharing lots of memories and experiences with you in upcoming videos. And as mentioned, let me know what you want to know for like the first impressions, experiences review video that we're gonna shoot next. So until then, see you then. Bye bye.